As I said, new music there for Liz Stringer, Australian singer-songwriter who's no stranger to world travel. That track called The Second High. And no stranger to travel is my next guest on the program. His name is Justin Heazlewood, hails from Burnie. G'day, Justin.
G'day. Yeah,
you done any overseas tripping?
Yeah, a little bit. I went to New York once.
Just for
My
lunch?
girlfriend, I had a girlfriend who was a puppeteer, and she got puppetry work in New York.
Yeah. No strings attached?
No Liz Stringers attached. I actually know Liz. Liz Stringer's great. She's a friend of mine, and I'm glad she's doing well.
Yeah, fantastic. You've been writing, performing for many a year now. I came across you 10 or 15 years ago as the Bedroom Philosopher.
Yeah, I'm the most famous person no one's heard of.
Outside of your bedroom.
I'm a share household name. I've been doing this stuff for 20 years. I've got 5 albums and 4 books. What do you have to do to get on people's radars, man?
Yeah. Now,
you have to get on TV. I haven't been on TV because I'm too edgy.
Oh, right. Okay.
They can't have me on because I'm a live wire. I'm a bit sort of Iggy Pop on Countdown. I just go a bit spare.
Yeah, stir crazy, so to speak.
I need an agent. I need a manager. I used to have a nan. My nan was managing me, so she was my nanager.
Yeah, your nanager. I mean, that'd probably restrict your creativity, wouldn't it?
True. I mean, at the end of the day, you get to this age and you just think, well, what am I doing it for? What's the point of it all? And I have no idea. No, I do. It's about, I really am giving something back. You know, Burnie's given me so much over the years, so much crap, that is. So I just thought I'd give it a little bit back with this book, Dream Burnie.
Yeah, Dream Burnie is the book. We'll get to that very shortly. What do you like about Burnie then? Why would you want to stay in Burnie?
I can't hack it on the mainland at the moment, and I'm sort of my life's playing out like a quirky ABC comedy drama. So I'm the sort of person I am when life presents me with challenges and adversity. I like to sort of see it as an opportunity to really push myself and come up with something out of the box. And I suppose a sort of 300-page colour art memoir from Burnie is the last thing anyone in the world's expecting or needing. So the more I got into it, I was like, this is pretty edgy, this is pretty punk. So I'm sort of like a low-budget David Walsh trying to bring some of the Mona effect to Burnie just off my own Centrelink payments.
I was going to say, it sounds to me like that Burnie's the place for cheap bedroom rent.
I heard it was being advertised as the cheapest place you could buy a house by the sea in all of Australia, which is probably true. I guess it's my hometown and my mum lives here, and I don't know, when you grow up seeing the ocean every day, and then you go to Hobart or Launceston and try and hang out there because it's, so much more arty and whatever. I actually freak out when I can't see the sea. It's like an old friend. And a lot of artists who I interviewed who were from Burnie mentioned that it was a place you could do a bit of dreaming, daydreaming. You had this sense of space, which is unique. We have this horizon line, and this sense of there not being too many people around, and certainly not too many people similar to what you're doing. And I just think it's nice to see Burnie through that lens, because it usually cops the usual pounding of, bogan jokes and stuff, mostly from me in my comedy over the years. But I actually think looking at Burnie in a different way is how could it have contributed to the person I am and the artist I am? It just seems it's kind of a daring idea.
What will people expect in this book, Dream Burnie, if they were to part with their Centrelink payment?
There's a whole chapter about the emu that was at Burnie Park in the 80s. There's a lot of nostalgia in there. I basically tell the story of the water clock that existed in the Plaza Arcade in the mid-80s. A couple of guys just invented it from scratch. It was a series of pipes that filled with water, and you could read the time off it. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And so I've done some deep dives, and pulled out every photo from the Advocate archive of this water clock. And then there's interviews with 20 artists, including Craig Gleason, the Tasmanian of the Year. The band Alpha Wolf are from Hellier. They formed at Hellier College, and they're currently Grammy nominated, I kid you not, for Best Box Set or Limited Release for their current album, and they're up against John Lennon and Nirvana. So that's kind of amazing.
Who would have thought?
I know, right? It's funny, just, you know, I've been all about Burnie for the last 18 months, and then I'm discovering people from Burnie that I wasn't even aware of, even though I'm, you know, an artist myself. So it's like we're all sort of a bit disconnected. Half of us don't know what the other half's doing. Maybe people don't even know we're from Burnie, because a lot of the time the media just says you're from North West Coast or you're from regional Tasmania. I feel like the word Burnie sort of gets omitted somehow. So it's just about documenting these stories and achievements, and it's a book anyone can enjoy. Anyone from a country town will relate to all of the themes, and anyone from Tasmania who's into nostalgia for the 80s and 90s. There's a lot of history books out there, but I don't feel like there's a lot of recent history books about what went down in the 80s and 90s, so that's sort of my level of expertise.
When you're highlighting the good work and the good people that come out of Burnie doing some wonderful work in the arts and culture section, is there a page or two to a fellow called the Bedroom Philosopher? I believe he had 2 songs on the Triple J's Hottest 100 at one stage.
Yeah, well, I hope listeners can empathise with how hard it is to self-promote yourself when you are from the self-loathing capital of the world like Burnie. I go to great pains and lengths to also champion myself along with everybody else. You know, I guess I've just learned to live with the slight discomfort of how strange it is to turn yourself into a product and then sell yourself like a carton of milk. But yeah, I mean, I'm in my mid-40s, and I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've pushed through a few walls and whatever, and made peace with. I'm kind of vaguely proud of what I've done, and I'm just like, oh well, I did this thing. It's really cool. There's no point kind of you know, hiding it away. So
if you're keen to go on a bus trip through this book called Dream Burnie,
yes,
it's not a small book. It's quite a sizable book. Runs to over 300 pages or more.
It's a major book. It's not like a side book. Like, if you're a fan of mine, you can wait for the next one that's a proper book. Like, this is a proper book. I went really hard on it. It's like a sort of my memoir and my thoughts about Burnie and growing up, and it's like 340 colour pages. I don't know how we're even doing it as an independent sort of publishing entity. Like, it's just, there's no way my Melbourne publisher would let me have colour printing. So it's just, the cover designer is from Burnie, the graphic designer's from Burnie, everyone in it's mostly from Burnie, and I'm from Burnie. So I don't know, it's just an exercise in something.
And of course, being from Burnie, you had to get some support, so the Burnie City Council's helped you out there, and so has Arts Tasmania.
Yeah, Burnie Arts Council, fronted by Lyndall Thorne. They're a sort of secret underground punk organisation that took me under their wing. And, they're doing good work. And, I just think these are good stories. I think morale needs a bit of a boost in Burnie at the moment, and I want the kids and whoever to be aware that there's cool people doing cool stuff. This is a convenient document of all the cool things that have gone on in one place.
Could be a cool book for those people who came from Burnie to live in Launceston, who would like to relive the past and perhaps see that there are advantages about Burnie.
Yeah, look, I think everyone, I don't know, you go on Facebook and stuff, and if there's some sort of funny article about Burnie, there's usually 2,000 comments with everyone arcing up. Like, everyone likes to, it's a passionate subject for many, so I suppose I'm just trying to create some kind of space that isn't just Facebook comments group. I don't know, just trying to create some awareness or culture or just something. You need to make stuff. I think there's a time for sitting around grizzling or saying this could be better or that could be better, and there's time to just get in and make stuff, which is what artists do best.
Did you leave a couple of pages at the back of the book with some outlines there for people to colour in or anything like that?
There's a find a word in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely a colouring page. The stickers that we had to hand sticker all 750 books.
Mm.
So I tried to make it a really fun book and sort of think, what is a book in 2025? It can sort of be whatever you want. It has to compete with an iPad and a smartphone, which is a bloody tough sell.
Yeah, it isn't it?
Yes. I heard a rumour that half of all Tasmanians are effectively illiterate. So, I think there's a lot of pictures in this book, and
there's no reason not to buy it.
I'm not being facetious or disrespectful. I'm just saying there's a picture on every second page. And there's lots of fascinating graphic design flourishes from our designer. We just wanted we weren't really playing by any rules of what a book has to be or do. We sort of wanted it to be quite wacky.
Mm.
Which is what, if you're sort of independently publishing your own book, you should be experimental as crazy, I would argue, because if you go with any major book publisher, there's a pretty tight constraint around what you can and can't do within that realm. So, I don't know. My last two books were with a publisher in Melbourne, and this time it's sort of unusual to go back to a sort of independent self-publishing vibe. But I thought, well, if I'm going to do that anyway, I may as well go full tilt. Windows 95 clip art, sort of retro homeschool sort of vibes.
Well, Justin, this looks like a very fascinating book. It's probably one of these books that people should have, even if it's just to reminisce on the year 1995 or thereabouts. We'll see you this coming Thursday evening at 5:30 p.m. at Assembly 197 here at Launceston. You've got a special guest headliner for the evening. Do you know much about Twinkle Digits?
Yeah, Twinkle Digits is, he's sort of an electronic synth rock act with a lot of LED lighting and sort of danceable 80s-tastic kind of songs. He's a Marist College graduate, goes by the name Will Hindmarsh, and he's an exciting person to have involved.
That's what I like about your book launch. It's going to be all bells and whistles and lights, and it should be a good evening.
I think it's free. I don't know what more you Launceston people want from me, but this is there's no entry fee, so if you don't come, I think you have to have a really good hard look at yourself. Yeah,
and while you're there, you could buy a book.
You can buy a book, you can just scowl at it from a distance, whatever you like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open.
If they want it autographed, do they have to bring their own pen?
No, look, I like to come fully. I'm pretty fussy about my pens, to be honest. I've got a whole suite of Japanese gel ink pens that I've spent a long time finding. So if anyone wants to talk at length about my favourite pens, I am, pretty neurodivergent and ready to go on a deep dive about those sorts of topics.
Justin, look, it's been fun chatting with you today on our Long Lunch program, and all the best for your launch tour starting this Thursday.
Thanks, mate. If you got some Bedroom Philosopher CDs, you can flog one of my songs.
Well, look, I tell you what, I did have a look through our library here. We've got music goes back to 2005. What was the fact?
If you don't have a Bedroom Philosopher CD, again, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I've had a 15-year career, put out 5 albums.
Yeah.
A CityLink radio going to support me or what?
Yeah. The track called Folk Star.
Yeah, give that a bash.
I'll give that in the next hour. How's that?
I love it. I need the 23 cents app for royalties just to help me pay rent.
I'll get that next burger.
Yeah, sure. I'm a bit gluten-free, so I'm not sure if I can eat food anymore.
All right, Justin, thanks for joining us today on City Park Radio.
Mate.
That's Justin Hazelwood. He's a.k.a. the Bedroom Philosopher, but he's just launching a new book called Dream Burnie.